O'Hara in the studio with us on this Wednesday. 436-1212 is the number to call if you have a legal question. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here.
Great to be here.
And we have a caller on the line. We're going to go ahead and get right to that call this morning. Hi there. What's your question?
My question is there anything that can be resolved over a transfer of death that happened after my sister passed away on her property? It was in the process of going into foreclosure, and as soon as she passed away, like 5 days after, that's when the foreclosure hit. And now my credit is ruined for a property that I never purchased or owned.
Well, number one, I don't know why anyone would want to ever accept a transfer of debt, I mean, from another person, because you're not getting anything. You want a transfer of assets, if anything. If your name was on the property, which may have been, then if you signed the loan originally, you're going to be on the foreclosure. If you just got a piece of paper and you didn't consent to it and you don't want the debt, I think you can go to a lawyer and you're not going to be responsible for that. I mean, I don't know how you could be responsible for some debt that you didn't sign for and you don't want. If you wanted it and voluntarily took it, that's a whole different issue. But even then, I think you ought to go to an attorney and talk to him about that, because it's a strange circumstance. If that wasn't your house, your name wasn't on it, you weren't living in it, you didn't agree to have the loan, I don't think you'd be responsible.
What is the responsibility of someone who does lose a loved one, whether it's a spouse or even a parent or maybe even a sibling, and they have got, maybe they've co-signed on some kind of loan or even taken a credit card out and co-signed on that? What are they responsible for?
Well, if you co-sign on something, you're responsible. And so you always have to be careful when you co-sign, because if you co-sign and that person doesn't pay the debt, then you owe the debt. Now, if you don't co-sign and you're a spouse and your spouse goes out and gets a loan and your name's not on it, I suppose the joint things might be responsible if they passed away or something. But what's in your name is yours and what's in their name is theirs, so you're not even responsible there. I mean, you have to be careful co-signing for anybody, and obviously if you get married, you have to be careful what debts you both get in common property.
Okay, good to know. Thanks, Charlie. And thank you for calling in. Good luck with that. We have time now for another caller this morning. Hi there. What's your question for Charlie?
Yes, the city of Wichita moved me to a new home, and the property taxes are $900 more. Is there any legal action I could take? Because I'm disabled. I can't afford that. Is there any legal action I could take toward that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that seems like a strange thing. If you're in a situation where they have to move you to another home because you're disabled, and they move you over there, and then you get over there, and then they charge you more to be over there, it seems like they're kind of missing the point of what they want to do with helping people. I don't know. It may be that the property tax you're getting is from a different entity than the city. If it's from the same entity, it doesn't make much sense, but I don't make the laws either. I don't know what you agreed to when you went over to the new house. But obviously, from a fairness point of view, it doesn't seem fair to move you somewhere to help you because you don't have a lot of money and then charge you a lot of money when you get there in a different way. So it doesn't seem fair. I don't know that legally there's much you could do.
Well, and in this type of situation, there's probably a lot of other circumstances surrounding that. You know, typically, do cities do that, moving other people around to different spots, or does it just depend on?
I'm not familiar with how that would happen, but obviously, if that happened and you agreed to pay the property tax on where you are, then you have to pay the property tax.
Do you find sometimes, too, you really, I mean, you have to read that fine print. You know, legal documents, they can be so confusing sometimes. Would you recommend any time, even if it's something pretty simple, to take it to someone to have them look over it?
Well, it depends on what you're buying. I mean, obviously, some things are pretty obvious what you're getting, but a lot of times, you know, in anything like that, when you're transferring, you need to know what's going on, and you need to read the document. If the document's something you can't understand, you need to take it to an attorney, and the attorney can read it. And they shouldn't charge you very much to do that. And if you don't have a lot of money, there's Kansas Legal Services and other outfits that actually try to help people that don't have much money. We don't want people being taken advantage of by other people.
Just to get some clarity on those contracts.
Yeah, I mean, people need to understand what they're getting into, and when they don't understand things, lots of problems happen. That's probably one reason there's a lot of attorneys around, because people do things without understanding them fully.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie. Have a great week.
Thanks.
We'll see you back here next week.